But yeah, howdy, folks. I'm BashPrime, and Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has been revealed as of 2.5 days ago. I didn't think it was actually going to get revealed so soon, but yeah. So for context, just over 7 years ago, June in 2017, during E3 2017, Nintendo had their direct, and they just so casually revealed. And I was like eating breakfast. I was on vacation. I had been watching E3 while eating breakfast. I had to go up and like refill my drink or something, and I didn't realize that I had missed the fucking Prime 4 announcement. So I look at like IGN and a bunch of other websites. It's like Prime 4 announcement. I'm like, what? Like what? And the fucking just the logo in space and the blue 4 was all that we had seen for 7 years. The only updates we had gotten was that it was still in development, but then also that it restarted development in 2019. It was handed off from, I believe, a Japanese studio. I know it was rumored that it was Namco Bandai, like Singapore and Japan, I think. But I don't think we have, like, I don't think that we know for certainty if it was them. And then, it got handed off to Retro Studios, and they've been cooking ever since. Prime Remastered came out in 23. I suspect that there will be something Echoes and Corruption related, even if that may just be a port. But since we haven't seen news of that yet, maybe we'll be getting remasters of those too. Yeah, I mean, and so, 2.5 days ago, Tuesday morning for me, I get like 5 hours of sleep. I stream my reaction to the direct, which I have not done before, and it just happens to be when they finally do a reveal trailer for Prime 4. So it was a time I got fucking excited. Chat here popped off, and I did a bit of a trailer analysis, just kind of off the cuff, but I wanted to kind of dive into it now that like I sort of have my thoughts collected. I think I'll probably still go on a fuck ton of tangents, and we'll go through this together, everybody. So I for the purposes of making the thumbnail for my reaction video that I put out super quick, I downloaded the trailer. And so that is what we are seeing here. I probably should give them another view or two on YouTube, but for those of you that didn't see the directs, we're gonna do it. So I think my idea is I'm going to play this in full, and then we'll go through it step by step. And hopefully this will take at most an hour. But let's have some fun with this. Also, shout outs to my RGB backlighting, circling through all the colors of Pride Month. So that's hype, I guess. I'm BashPrime. All right, so let's watch and see what we have going on here. Hopefully this won't be too loud. I'll adjust it if I need to. The 20X9 was what made me think, oh, Federation Force. I think they used this specific date system, or maybe it was a Metroid thing. And then we see the Corruption gunship. There's a lot more red to it. On a rewatch, there's a lot more of the red accent color to it. And then I got fucking excited realizing that this was Prime 2 Samus. Like, they kept the Prime 2 and 3 onwards look. Hunters, I guess, too. And then we're immediately dropped into a battle between the Galactic Federation and Space Pirates. Kind of a different HUD here with the hold on, let me actually save this. Oh, of course I do that when the scan visor gets revealed. Samus sees a injured space pirate probably from a pipe being blasted into the space pirate, causing massive internal injuries. Seeing some really very, very familiar looking morph ball movement in camera there. And then what I think is a really cool hybrid between the Prime 1 and Prime 3 pirate design. but maybe that's just me. And of course, our boy Sylux is here. He's got some, what I think are Metroids, but people have speculated they're Mocktroids. It's purple. There's a Singularity looking background on the logo. We're going beyond. And then, of course, they had to drop this in because having just the spectacle of the battle wouldn't make this quite Metroid Prime. You see this massive, like, world tree kind of concept with a bridge to somewhere. I think Kenji Yamamoto... So I think Kenji Yamamoto is either supervising or is just composing this himself. Okay, so there was a lot going on in that trailer. Incredible Sylux had no characterization whatsoever, besides just hating Samus. I don't know what made Tanabe choose Sylux as that was a Tanabe choice, right? Not like a Sakamoto thing. There was an E-Tank in the pipe. Yes, there was. Well, I will point that out once we get to it. All right, so here let's get started here. Well, actually, no. Before I do that, so like there are a lot of things that I was worried about that this trailer eased a lot for me. I was concerned that with new staff that hadn't necessarily worked on even like Prime 3, that there's going to be a fundamental shift in like tone or game feel. But I had reason to that. I realized that was probably just being irrational because the core leadership at Retro Studios, like top down, is fundamentally like not that different. You have Michael Kelbaugh, who has been around since Prime 2. He is the current president of Retro Studios, has been for some time. You have Kensuke Tanabe, still being the executive producer of Prime 4. And you have the remaster that came out, and it was amazing. So I think the remaster made me realize like, oh, okay. It's gonna be Retro Engine. And then actually seeing the Retro Engine in action was fucking insane. I think it's unreal that this, not even like similar gameplay, but literally the same engine, obviously with tweaks, is still getting used 22 years plus after Prime 1's initial release. Yeah, all we know about Sylux is that he's got a bone to pick with they have a bone to pick with the Federation. What's up, Boyle? I'm doing well. Thought about is going to look Prime 2 and Prime 3 if they give Prime 1 remastered look. I mean, it's probably going to look pretty similar based on the fact that Prime 4... I had a feeling that Prime 4 was probably going to have a similar art style to the remaster. I think the remaster gave us a bit of a tasting of what was to come. And so it's still crazy though, knowing that was probably going to be the case. And it still took me a while to adjust to like, oh wow, like this is really like how it's looking. I was a bit disappointed at first. Here, I'll just start here. Nintendo Switch. So people were like, oh, well, this is Switch 2 footage, right? And I'm like, well, I'm not sure Nintendo would be so cagey about that. Now, it's possible they do, and that'll probably give them some backlash for showing Switch 2 footage for an announcement for what's probably going to be a cross-platform title. You know, a cross-generation launch for Nintendo. But, I mean, I think right there, it's like, well, they're probably going to have a Switch version. This is probably the Switch version we're looking at. So yeah, clearly Metroid Prime. The 20X9 is Metroid Galactic Federation Research Facility. And then just like, okay. Space Pirate vessel up here from Prime 3. Prime 3 style gunship. Really sick that they kept with this gunship design. I thought they were going to change it, but props to them for keeping with it. Now, what's interesting is that I think this is the same bottom hatch that Corruption has. So if it just happens to have 2 hatches, then good for Samus, I guess. But so just it's weird, right? Because there's a decent amount of, like, the color grading kind of threw me off here because colors are, like, kind of muddled. There's a bunch of browns and grays happening, but then you still have the like maroons and the rusty, like, burnt orange, like yellow coloration happening here, and the green is somewhat muted too. It's like an emerald. But like looking at it more, like if you look at Prime 1 or 2 footage, here, I'll bring over my what's a good screenshot of like the GameCube version I can get? Oh, it's showing all remastered stuff. Okay, so looking at this, we'll show the actual image. I don't know. Like, I mean, I know this is GameCube, but like, there's a similar sense of like overall color grading happening here, I think. Though this is Fendrano, so it's a lot more blues and whites happening here. But I think this fits in. This is quite faithful to just the overall art style that was established with Prime. Obviously, of course, with, you know, better shaders, better lighting, you know, the better hardware comparison to GameCube or Wii that Retro can work with. Yeah, it's just I somehow I said it like really when during my reaction I'm like, oh my god, it's Prime 2 Samus. Like I barely could see the cutout on the visor and the just the general look of the variation. I'm like, okay, like somehow I can make out the detail, and I pointed this out on Tuesday. This looks very reminiscent of Prime 2 art, with the intentional like harsh shadows, with the upwards facing but from the bottom lighting. And I should have prepared for this and I forgot to. Let me see if I can find some artwork, because I could have sworn there's either a cutscene or there is a some kind of concept art that shows something a lot like this, and I can't for the life of me find which one it is. Let me look through the wiki gallery. Fuck, I could have sworn there was like concept art of this. Is my mind playing tricks on me? Okay. So like kind of sucks because this has like a white backdrop to it, but here, I'll show you what I mean. So this isn't exactly 1-to-1 because this lighting is more just white lighting. But you still have the shadows at the top of the pauldrons, the outside of the suit, the legs. Kind of here, but more so this. I think this was what it was really reminiscent of. Literally just these few frames where Samus is just coming out of the ship. And I don't know if it's deliberate or not, but I just think it was really cool. And I'm just like, okay. Like this right here sold me like that I was going to like how this game was going to look. Yeah, just solid underlighting, and it's like very consistent with the thing. Oh, here's how I know that's Prime 2 Samus. The L-shaped like part of the breastplate here on the outside is extremely characteristic of Prime 2. And I was like, oh my god, they're actually keeping the design. And it's like, oh my god, oh my god. And you have the like the increased like emphasis on the green accents on the legs. I think that's a Prime 2 thing. Like, pretty sure this is very, extremely just faithful to the Prime 2 onward suit. I used to hate this design, by the way. I got so butthurt as a kid that this cutout existed, but it has grown on me. It is unique to the Prime games. I think it looks fucking dope. I'm all for it. Also, here, let's, I'm going to play this and not talk. Nothing huge, but fuck it. Like, I don't know. This is my fucking extremely granular analysis video, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. All right. Not the same spin sound effect, but I think it's just, it has like that Prime characteristic to this, the air whooshing. I don't know. It sounds cool to me. And just, I don't know, the direction of this opening cutscene, I think just very faithful to what we have seen in other Prime games. Like, I'm just like, okay, this is Metroid Prime. The fanfare grew on me. I was like, it's a fear of change, but I think it's fine. Like, you can't make the same game over and over. And for what it's worth, they kept the same fanfare for the first 3 games. So I think tweaking that obviously is okay. Another bold decision that Retro did is that there's a lot of slimmer parts of the suit. The arm cannon is much slimmer than it was before. It's a lot more streamlined. But look at that fucking neck space, bro. That's some dread leaking into the design there. And honestly, like, it gives this change right here, it makes such a huge, like, retro futurism, like, sense of direction. I think it's kind of goofy, but I love it. Yeah, the proportions seem weird. Yeah, like, notice the armor isn't disconnected anymore from the rest of the suit. I mean, I guess you could kind of see that with the dark suit, but let me see if there's a Prime 2. It's kind of more subtle, actually, than it looks, but the joints here are a lot closer to where Samus's actual shoulders would be. And then I think they made the pauldrons even smaller than they already did in Echoes, because these were spaced out further from Samus's head in Echoes. But here there's the gaps between her head and her shoulders are much even larger than they were in Prime 2 and Prime 3. But it's dope. I'm still just like, oh my god, it's Prime. I keep saying Prime 2 Samus, but really it's just Prime Samus. Because like, really, Prime 1 Samus's look is kind of the outlier, because that's very reminiscent of like the Super Metroid Samus look. Which, I mean, props to them for still keeping with that for remastered, because they did not have to do that. Yo, Amatis, thank you.
Finally got this sub to work.
Thank you so much. For the 3 months with Prime, thank you. What actors to base their I have no idea who, like, they would have had as a reference model or whoever. The extra segment. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a lot more uniform, even in Prime 1 remaster, but Echoes as well. So definitely a departure from the previous game's look there. But I mean, like, it's there. The changes are overall, I think, very, very subtle, but also I think make a lot of sense. while it still evokes the like the identity of like Prime era Samus. Yeah, I think this segmentation is a lot more pronounced than it is in Echoes and Corruption. And even Prime Remastered, but I kind of again, I'm treating Prime 1 as kind of the outlier because this suit like has been the characteristically Prime looking suit from Prime 2 onwards. I think it's wider helmet overall as well. I don't know if there's any back helmet shots of Prime 2. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to see. I'd have to get... Oh, I guess it's sort of there, but... Oh, I think this is still Prime 1 Samus, though. Yeah, it is. Here, I'll have to find, like, a... Oh, excuse me. I'll need to go through some of my footage, I think. Either way. Okay, Rar. I know you're getting your fiber cable installed soon, so I'm very excited for you when that happens. Yeah, Samus has always had the booster pack on her. It was like Fusion and I want to say another suit of hers that I can't recall. But yeah, this has been characteristic of Samus since Metroid 2 Return to Samus. Maybe even Metroid 1 from the concept art they had, but I'm not entirely sure. And then, of course, you know, there are some sound effects that are too characteristic to not keep. So you still have the boops or whatever. It's more subtle. But then you have the like there's like a I mean, so when the HUD starts up, it does make its own sound, but this is a complete overhaul of that. Here, I need to turn off my camera real quick. Oh, fuck, that's chat. Sorry. I'm turning you off, chat. So, already we have some differences here. This is pretty interesting. I think it's cool that they have shown they're keeping with like the number of units as like a bar, which they've had in Prime 1 and Prime 3. I don't know. I think it looks cool. I'll get to this in a bit because this is like probably the biggest point of contention, or not contention, but like departure. Having the compass on the minimap is a really cool detail that will help us going out of balance. Rooms overall seem larger, but maybe that's just maybe it's just the way that the map's being rendered. But like overall, like looking, and we'll see this later in the trailer. Like, there's still an emphasis on rooms not being like extremely wide open spaces. So there's not necessarily like one big cohesive room per se. You still have doors separating out rooms, but we'll get to that in a second. Probably the one thing that's like been largely unchanged outside of just the visual flair of it and the styling is the radar. Though the radar's gotten a couple of cool little design tweaks that are more for like detail's sake than anything else. And then there's this warning, the threat assessment thing here that used to be here in Prime 1 and 2. I think it's scaled back, I guess, to not make the HUD look too distracting. Oh, of course, can't forget the Windows 11 HUD. I'm talking so loud, my voice is already starting to go. I need lozenges, dude. This was like one of the first things I saw. I'm like, okay. The oh fuck meter is over here. The oh fuck meter is over here. I wish I could zoom in. I could do it on OBS, I guess, but I'm too lazy. So I believe this is the oh fuck meter, or maybe it's a different kind of radar thing. Oh no, this is the oh fuck meter. I don't see how this exclamation point is not the oh fuck blip. The danger bar. Oh, no worries, Kara. But yeah, let's talk about this. So, there's no visor. I mean, there are visors. I'm assuming that they're going to have more than just combat and scan visor, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't include them, or maybe there's just one extra visor. I don't know what we're gonna find out. Part of me is worried that they're just gonna have X-ray visor, like corruption, for the sake of having it be familiar. Because, like, again, it's been 17 years since Prime 3 got released. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So, missiles. So, this appears to be the weapon D-pad layout. And there's no longer a thing for beams. Though that was also the case in Corruption. Which makes me think we're getting stacked beams again. But there's a weapon wheel here for missiles and 3 to be unlocked weapons. And I was very curious about that. But I'm excited to see where they go with this. Because with Sylux being a thing, maybe we'll see some hunter stuff in terms of the weapon systems in those games. Not necessarily the same weapons, but I'm curious if the emphasis on combat is going to be selecting from different weapon types that maybe have their own ammunition, and maybe that gets reflected here. That would be kind of my idea. And I think that's fine, because this would functionally be the same thing as, like, Prime 2 beams with beam ammunition. So maybe we see 3 other weapons that are like, that have their own unique properties, kind of like what we've seen with like the shock driver or shock coil, the battle hammer, volt driver. Was it called shock coil? I can't remember. But, you know, the imperialist, like the hunters-esque like weapons. Maybe we'll see. Maybe there is some inspiration there, and we're going to see that reflected here. Now, a bold choice would be that these are the only weapons that you get, and you just have power beam. But, and like for Metroid, that like would maybe work, but I don't know. Because I mean, for weapons in like the Prime games, you would have like seeker missiles, the charge combos, which were absent in Prime 3, but you also had like hyper mode. You had the hyper missile upgrades. Maybe these could be like abilities or something too, that are like maybe ones for movement. Maybe it's not just weapons, but I feel like these are just weapons. I feel like you're probably going to get missiles, and then maybe some type of electricity weapon, some type of ice weapon, and some type of incendiary weapon. Look, you press down the D-pad, an AR-15 comes out, and Samus will just dual wield both her cannon and just a fucking assault rifle. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to be doing here, unless there's supposed to be like sub menus. Now that would consolidate some space, but you would have to do a bit more menuing on the fly. Okay, I got it. All right, missile launcher, mana, so you could cast like Faraga, heal, party heal. This is like you're equipped like badges. You can adjust those on the fly. And then this is going to be this is the limit gauge right here. It's going to fill up. This is the yeah, this is taunt. I don't know how you would. I don't. That would. I feel like that would be done purely for fan service. So tourists. I don't know how that would actually work. Unless the point is that like, I mean, I guess what would make it interesting is if you like are visiting different worlds where like your weapon systems would only work on certain worlds, but like I feel like it's very arbitrary. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. None of us know. All of us can do is speculate on like what this wheel is. If it's just a weapon wheel, where these are going to be the predominant weapon upgrades out on top of power beam, or potentially power beam and then having a stacked beam system like Prime 3. Very possible they do that. Yes, the granola bar storage. I mean, it's possible that maybe you cycle through things and these are categories of different things that you get. But so like maybe there's like a grapple utility and that can change depending on what you select. But I don't know how that would work exactly. So I feel like the Occam's razor here, I think this is probably just a weapon system, but very good chance that I'm wrong. But like whatever direction they go in with this, I think this is fine. It's interesting that they've omitted the visor display as like the HUD options, but maybe the idea is that you just know what visor you're going to be using. So maybe they just determined that like, you know what, like yeah, like I don't think like it's, you know, it's not like a big deal that we just remove it. For all I know, they could have a second wheel on the right, but would show up until you pick a beam. So the thing with this though is that Samus's power beam is active at this point, and we'll see it during combat. So here, I'll bring back chat. I love these. I love these little accent lights that are added. This arm cannon design is very it's interesting. Like it's extremely faithful through the segmented design, and then the joint part of it is completely different. But I think this looks very reminiscent of like Other M or like maybe Dread. I'd have to take a look at Dread. It's arm cannon. I don't think so. Unless hold on. Unless these just happen to be separate beams, then I don't think so. I think these are, but I think like functionally they would do the same thing as beams with beam ammo. And I think that's fine. I think that direction makes sense. Something I really like is that they tone down the lighting of the yellow accent lights to be a lot more in line with like the non-remastered games. Because these lights would get like super fucking bright. And also like the gradient's back. I think it might have actually been there remastered. It might have been there and remastered. Fuck, I don't have a screenshot of it right now. I mean, it's a subtle thing. It's just a thing that I like specifically, but like this segmented part on top of the arm cannon, like everything from this point forward is like very faithful to the Prime games. Like they knew that the arm cannon look in Prime was iconic, and I'm glad that they still changed it in ways where like having some different direction was fine, but still keeping it extremely faithful to like how the arm cannon operates in the context of the Prime games. To take a step back, how much of this could still be liable to change or be placeholders? So from what I understand, from what I've been told, this is still like rumors and speculation. I have been told that Nintendo likes to sit on their games and test the shit out of them. Like their first party shit, they will sit on and hold out until they feel like there's a good time to. Oh my god, I'm losing my fucking voice, dude. Until there's a good time to announce them. I have heard that Prime Remastered was basically feature complete. It was basically done in 2021, and they sat on it for over a year before they shadow dropped it. Generally, I feel like the core conceptual stuff, the decisions made on like the overall direction of the game and just the implementation, I think this game is basically done. I think this game is more or less in a complete state outside of choices or like sense of direction that they feel they drastically need to change last minute, which would be awful. That would be such a huge problem for them if they had that. So outside of adding like maybe some minor areas or like maybe a boss or two, I think the overall world layout, the overall gameplay loop and story beats and pacing, that's probably set in stone. This game is also has been in development for 5.5 years, where they already have an existing engine. They already have they probably built these assets in line with for both Prime 4 and then tweak them a bit for Prime 1. I think this game is done outside of testing and anything last minute that they feel needs to be drastically changed. But yeah, I forgot the centered HUD here. I'm kind of mixed on it, but I respect them for making this choice. If there's anything that is a very Prime 4 look, it's probably gonna be this. But I also, something I think has been really cool are like the drop shadows behind all the text and visual elements. And I think that's dope. I think that's really cool. 30 seconds in. We've hardly gone through the trailer. There's just so much from just the general Samus design, the gunship. It's so cool. Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if this is like the starting area. Maybe there's like a cutscene or two to establish things that have happened, but yeah, this has like there's no way this isn't early game. Like this is probably the first time she meets this pirates and Sylux in the context of, Prime 4. This is not an all-new engine. Just Nintendo, this is Prime Engine, and I will prove it to you. Excuse me. I thought that was cool to, like, get the adrenaline rushing for the audience. I forget if this was a detail and remastered, but just the, I think it was. The rain trickling off the arm cannon like this is so fucking cool. And then just seeing the subtle arm cannon animations, sway, like the ways it sways in this trailer, I think are really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not orange anymore. Well, what was it like in... Oh, no, it was orange in Corruption. I think that's fine. It keeps the primary colors of the HUD consistent. Okay, so... yeah, arm cannon sway. I mean, just the fucking art direction for this is so... Like, this grew on me, and I'm kind of a fan now. Notice how this lock-on appears on the minimap. I think it's just dope. Oh, hold on. I thought there was something with the missile bar, but I think it was still in the loading state when I had paused for like 20 minutes. Yeah, I paused it here, but then like, let go. Very Prime-esque. We don't know, Justin. We're probably not going to know for a long time if we know it all. Literally, we okay, in terms of actual evidentiary information, we have nothing. We just know that a team that was not Retro worked on it, and then Nintendo determined that things were not progressing well enough, and it warranted just scrapping the project and starting over with Retro. Oh, real quick. All right, notice when this pirate dies. Shit, I freeze frame, sorry. Play a little louder. It's gonna be a little loud, sorry. They brought back the Yoruba swearing pirate language and screams from the first two games, and I'm very happy. But something I'm a little sad about is I don't know if there's ragdolling going on anymore. Oh shit! No, I think he is ragdolling. Oh man. Okay, this is big. If we get, I hope, I hope I can fuck around during this opening section and get the pirates to do some goofy ass fucking ragdoll shit. But it sucks a little bit because I don't think he's gonna get launched that far. Yeah, see, he doesn't get his launch as far as he did on like, as the pirates did on GameCube versions. There's definitely a lot of motion blur being used. Like right here, I don't know. It's very, I have a weird thing of motion blur. It's at least, I feel like it's not that as much as I've seen in other games. Just like, but I mean, it's cool. Something I also want to point out. It'll show up later, but this pirate took damage from. Oh, I think there's some Federation trooper here. Yeah, notice here, the. Oh, my fucking chat's in the way. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna go back a little bit. All right, so notice the friendlies that are showing up on radar here. I forget if that was a corruption thing, but I mean that's cool. And then this Federation soldier is gonna fire some blaster shots at this pirate right here. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and there we go. There's a red highlight there. That's been there from GameCube. It, obviously the shader's different, but still doing that to indicate damage, and I think that is neat that they are doing that. So I don't know. I just think that is cool. All right, we'll keep going. Something that Corruption did was finally make the missiles look like missiles, and they look cool. They got a cool smoke trail. They look cool. Oh yeah, different crosshair design here. It's fine. I don't think they needed to keep the trilogy-esque one. So right here, this scene here, I think they included for the purpose of not just scan visor of like, oh, what happened to this pirate, but like something that the Prime games do well is just straight up environmental storytelling. And you're seeing that here. Like, this was a part of something, it got blasted out in an explosion, and you can kind of put two and two together that this is what crushed the pirate against the wall. And you don't even need to scan the pirate to determine that. And that was the case in basically every other Prime game that's come out. Scan at will without visor switching. I mean, that's possible. That they make a dedicated button out of it, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, if we just have, oh, hold on. There's a thing I need to go back for a second, but yeah. I mean, this outline here indicates that it's just visor switching. It's just, there's just no HUD element for the visors anymore. You just can switch. But maybe it's just, this is the only other visor you get and it's its own button. You know, we can speculate. We just don't know. We're not going to have all the information and all the answers for this. But I think visors were a very effective design choice for the first-person Metroid experience. So if they're abandoning that, that's going to be a little unfortunate. We just don't know. We don't know we don't know what is and what isn't going to be in this game in terms of features. Need a pipe sound effect? Oh yeah. I've wanting to make some time and have the pipe subtly, like, you know, and then have it pan from right to left. So I'll do that at some point. Also, the pirate music. I knew it was pirate-esque, but I didn't realize it was the pirate motif being used. Again, there's a lot of shit going on. Lots of lights, lots of explosions, lots of. I'm sorry, I paused it. Okay. Something that I'm very surprised they kept this clip for the trailer. I'm so glad they did. Okay, first, this is my first exhibit for knowing that this is Retro Engine. Granted, this is whatchamacallit. This is more like circumstantial. But also there's like some physics stuff going on or something. That's kind of cool. Okay. Pay attention to the tip of the arm cannon as the pipe rolls down the hill. When, like, around the part where she, like, looks at the pipe, look at the tip of her arm cannon and tell me if you notice it. Right there. Right after it hits the wall. So there's this really quirky thing with the arm cannon on from the trilogy from Corruption onwards. And it's right here. So I think Samus is looking at the seam of this pipe, like right here. And so her arm cannon is adjusting from that, and then like probably this rubble behind it on every other frame or every other 2 frames. And that is a trilogy, that is a Corruption onwards quirk with the arm cannon aiming logic. And I didn't notice it until I rewatched it, but I'm surprised I even caught it, like, because it happened so quick. But that right there, that's a retro. That is absolutely a Retro Engine thing from 2007 onwards. I believe Remastered does that as well because it is using trilogy code. Yes, I believe that it has to do with the distance of the object, and probably for like auto aim reasons, because Prime has auto aim in it. But it's so goofy and so quirky, and I hope Nintendo doesn't get too like pressure retro too much, because I love it. I think games should be quirky and goofy, even if it's, you know, technically a bug, you know, with like, and kind of breaks immersion. But the other Prime games had this too, from Corruption and Trilogy onwards. So I think Retro gets a pass here. Oh, also very, very, very clear indication of a door separating these two rooms. Now, also this is a very like this is like a blend of like a lot of different design cues from all three of the Prime games. So you have the outlined you have the outlined and color overlaid actors that can be scanned. So this is an Echoes thing, but you have the radial scan, which is from Corruption. But then you have the very Prime 1. I forget if Corruption scans look like this too. But these blues and oranges are very Prime 1 looking to me. But I don't remember if Prime 3 had this. I think Prime 3 used a variety of different colors. I don't think it used quite the. Yeah, it's more like green and orange. Looking what I have here. Let me try to find something. I guess there's a corruption here. There's this. There is this. So I guess it is a corruption thing too, but this might just be like a color grading thing on my end, but I feel like these blues in particular and these oranges are straight up Prime 1. Prime 2 had the tabs for sure. I forget if Prime 3 did. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with this. This might just be part of the demo. Like this is something that can change last minute. Because I think you're just defining an RGB color for the whatchamacallit. Like it's some kind of like I'm not a good 3D programmer. I'm very bad at graphics programming, but I think you can define this overlay with like a set of colors and then calculate like it's a shader thing. I think like I think the shader thing you could probably do relatively late in development. Then you have some moving well, I guess that's not a exclusively Prime 4 thing, but I don't know, it's cool. It's different, it's cool. I'm digging it. This is a thing. If this says Telluric Alloy, this game is playable. Oh, this is for sure a visor. Because after, like, watch. After she moves here, she's still in scan visor. Like, this is the scan visor thing. And then she pulls up combat visor. I mean, unless I'm wrong, but this seems to be a discrete visor that you can open up by yourself. And the way the visor transitions, at least, like, it's at least, it looks like the same experience, but maybe it is different. I don't know. But yeah, there is an OUI indicator for the visors, and that is an interesting choice, but I don't think it's bad or anything. It's just different. If it means being able to consolidate the weapons more and not have it, because like there's a lot less visual clutter here happening than in like Echoes. Because like the Prime 2 HUD, and even then I feel like it doesn't have like a ton going on, but I don't know, Prime 1, like I don't know, like they're relegated to their corners. And I think that's fine, you know? Enemy right behind Samus. Yeah, that's the space pirate she just passed by. That's this guy right here. Still an enemy combatant. Kind of taking a breather because a pipe fucking crushed him, but you know. Okay. So, ooh, that maybe it is a stick press. Because, I mean, you have a lot more buttons available to the player versus GameCube. Okay, so all the thing I said about the cannon stuttering at the pipe here. And I'm like, oh, that's Retro Engine, that's Retro Engine. That's kind of moot, because what's about to happen here is straight up just Prime Engine stuff. Just look at this morph ball sequence. Look at the camera movements. This is straight up Retro Engine, and you cannot prove me wrong. Like I will die on that hill. Faster morphball animation, by the way. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, but this camera transition from following to spindle. This is the Mark H. Hutchinson camera. This is the Mark H. Hutchinson camera. Straight up always follows the morph ball like this. And then having, I think this was a change for Prime 2 or Prime 3, or like this is the spindle camera, technically. But, okay, also notice the ball right here. The morph ball physics happening here, and especially at this turn here. See how it realigns itself, it straightens itself out. That is straight up Retro Engine code. And then someone in chat mentioned, because I pointed it out on Tuesday. Well, someone else did, but E-Tank here. Energy tank right here. Or it looks like one at least. And just like, oh yeah. First one, baby. And so this is the part that I'm like not super hot on, because these are like this sequence is straight up pulled from Prime 3, but I don't know. I guess it has been 17 years. I guess it's fine. Yeah, it's right, Dark Wolf. That's right. I guess I wish this wasn't exactly the case, but whatever. Like, we're getting a Prime game. Take a closer look in the room. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening here. Again, just a focus on like environmental storytelling. So these pirates are setting up a detonation charge. They're setting up a charge to blast open the door. And then they do. And it goes boom. I love the color here. There's a lot happening. And again, damage overlays happening here. Basically just the same exact design principles as the previous Prime game. So that's cool. So Federation, you know, they're helping. The Federation's helping here. I don't know what the fuck this thing is. I don't know if it's an artifact or it's a creature, but they're trying to move that away from the pirates. So I don't know. Probably best that they don't get their hands on that. Like to see more dynamic doors. Have some regular ass doors you don't need to shoot to open. The thing being moved as a logo, that's possible. Doesn't this look like the morph thing that Sylux has? The lockjaw? It kind of does. It kind of looks like the lockjaw. Like, it looks like it has at least 2 segments to it. Maybe. Maybe the lockjaw is actually important. But yeah, there's a lot of story beats happening in this opening section that are very Prime 3-esque, and I think the spectacle of a space pirate platoon, space pirate Galactic Federation, like 2 battalions duking it out, having a space warfare thing. Like, it's a very common sci-fi trope, and it's very Halo campaign-esque. My complaint about it in Corruption is that it was pretty long. So I hope that this section is more brief. I don't have any. It seems like it might be. I just don't know though, because this door here is, I think, different from. There's like a hallway here, and it's different from what gets shown. Like, having an opening / tutorial section's fine. I think even it being, a combat sequence with spectacle is fine too. We don't know Starlight, but my assumption is it's before Metroid 2. And given that Metroids or Mocktroids show up, I don't know. I know people said like 20x9 while Super's in 20x7. Metroid has had continuity issues for ages now with establishing timeline stuff. I don't think I am not going to pay too much attention to it. I feel like in terms of like actual story beats and what makes sense, no, Prime is within the Metroid canon, Five Eyes. The Japanese Zero Mission website establishes that Prime takes place in between 1 and 2. Or the Prime series as a whole takes place between 1 and 2. And no information has come out to dispute that. It takes place in 2025. But yeah, like, I don't know how many rooms are between here and this room coming up. So there's like a ramp and 2 gates, and that's not present here. Because this is like a hallway. Is this Ohio? Oh my god. You kind of just assume that Prime splits off after Metroid 2. Alright, I'm done talking about timeline stuff because again, it's a trailer. Prime stuff has been retconned before. The logbook scans have changed, where like the Trozo on Talon 4 were established of, ascended to a higher plane of existence, but Powell, I think it was, changed it so that they didn't. Like, I think it's a very Mad Max, like you don't think too hard about it. Like, it's up for interpretation, I guess, but I just don't know how it would. Like, if it takes place after Super, then it implies that Metroids are being used based on the baby's DNA. But like, at this point we're writing fan fiction. We're engaging in fan fiction and theory crafting. Like, we just don't have any information. And based on timeline stuff getting jumbled for Metroid as it is, whereas that's not overtly important outside of very specific story beats with like Samus eliminating exterminating the Metroids and the consequences of that emerging in the form of X-Parasites. But like the actual nitty-gritty granular takes place on this month of this day, I'm not going to focus on that too much. Like, that I feel like has always been open for interpretation. And Nintendo hasn't gone out of their way to determine like, what exactly happens on exact dates of the galactic calendar. Besides the fact that this takes place in Ohio, get fucked. Again, the pirates here, man. I don't know. I'm glad they're purple. I'm glad there's some green accents on them. I'm glad they have the aggressiveness and goofiness of the Prime 1 and 2 pirates. Also, different room here than in the upcoming cutscene. This is a windowed room up here, and I think it looks dope. Nice Dark Souls roll there by Samus. Oh, but yeah. Anyways, I got distracted. So, this is probably important, but maybe it's not. It seems important. It looks very angular-y, like... This has the angular design of a important MacGuffin. But yeah, the Morph Ball movement here, this looks straight up retro engine. There's no way they would use a different engine, or like outside of maybe heavily modifying the retro engine. But like, given on the debug symbols that we have for remastered, I think I remember hearing Dark Zero say that, like, changes to like the rendering engine and stuff. There are a lot of changes made under the hood that are clearly for Switch and are for Prime 4 purposes. Yeah, this looks like an energy tank. I think it is. We've seen this before in the last Prime game. It's that's probably the first D-tank of the game. Also, something that people are a little bit thing here. Oh, also, something I think was happening. These were individual shots, and then what's about to happen here, I think, is holding down the beam button. I think this game is probably still doing the fire 3 shots before charge beam happens. Interesting. I didn't even realize this. The cannon still expands a bit, but it's a lot more subtle. The arm cannon expands very slowly. But of course, the elephant in the room is the Star Wars Rebels-esque, small charge beam orb. I didn't think they would do that, but I don't know. It's interesting. It's I don't really have much of an issue with it. I think it's it's a bit more subtle, but I think it's fine. I don't really have an issue with it. I think this is just going to be a subjective, artistic detail here. But I think, it's still faithful enough. Obviously the Joey Cross, Talarico Studios, samples are being used here. Very, iconic sounds of the power beam. Oh, did she? I was curious if she did, but I mean, it's a demo, so I doubt they would want to show that, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh yeah, she did. She did. I pointed this out and I completely didn't even notice. Okay. It's hard to hear because there's just a lot going on, but I hear the Jennifer Hale that's in. It's hard to make it out over the other sounds, but she definitely gets hit here because this is a damage meter or indicator that they basically carried over from Prime 3. And then watch here. Oh, she doesn't really rotate her camera all that much in this, but yeah, it's there and it goes away. And this shot, oh, right here, yeah. Red means damage. I think, was this a camera movement or is this the reaction to the shot? I think it should lock on. Yeah, I think she locks on at the same time she takes damage here. Oh yeah, this blaster right here. And then boom. And then there's this radial thing here. I'm guessing she has infinite health here because demo. Probably just wanted to do a quick bit of B-roll kind of footage. This is something I would do. But yeah, definitely definitely damage here. Oh, that's interesting. You can see the hexagon like grid pattern here. That shows up later in the Sylux cutscene. Oh, hold on. I just noticed something. Oh, I'm sorry. I left my chat alone. I'm so sorry about that, chat. I thought I'd turn the chat box back on. Look here. Maybe this is the visor indicator. This looks like a combat visor-esque crosshair. So maybe this changes in the center. And then scan visor, because scan visor is so different, they just decide not to show it because like it's clear that you're like going into scan visor and out. Well, the thing is, this disappears. Oh no, my VLC's breaking. No. No. Hold on. Oh, let me fix this real quick. Oh, I think my VLC just fucking took a shit. I'm still streaming, right? We're good? VLC just straight up took a shit here. Okay, I had a hard drive that was not running, but why is my VLC broken? What the fuck? And that task. There we go. Okay, I think VLC just took a shit. The process took a shit. Yeah. Fuck, we've been here for an hour already. My God. There's a lot of analysis going on, you know? Okay, so yeah, it's translucent, but here, maybe it shows up better at this point. Yeah, notice here the crosshair. There's a crosshair here. So maybe that's their solution, is just, you know, we don't need to have all the selectable visors. Let's just have a visual indicator here. I mean, hey, if this is customizable, I mean, that'd be cool. I don't know how you would accomplish that, but I mean, whatever. I didn't even notice this detail like on Tuesday, so, or literally up until, you know, 20 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. Okay, frame by frame. And I mean, like, we don't have another visor to compare against, and scan visor like doesn't need to show this because it's scan visor. So yeah, like these HUD elements disappear. Oh, that's cool. It does like a sequential thing here. Fucking retro. It's so, there's so many little things that happen. They must be so proud of themselves. But yeah, I think that's fine. I think the missile signifies combat or missiles. No, it's the center. It's the center of what I think the weapon wheel. Like, I think these are weapons. The arrows. Oh, I just paused it on the frame that it disappears. Okay, these are weapons. I think this is the visor. I think this is the active visor. It does next to it, but like, it's probably because, like, you know, this is the missile icon. I think this is the visor. I think this is the currently equipped visor at the center of the weapon wheel. So it's like a consolidation of the two wheels. I say wheels, but you know what I mean. Selection elements. Okay, still in scan visor, still in scan visor. So unless there's just like a, I mean, I don't know why it would like, there'd be like a context switch for it. I think it's still, I think scan visor is still its own dedicated thing. So there's I don't see a world that they would get rid of the other visors and just keep scanning combat. I feel like there's still other visors. They just wanted to consolidate on the HUD so that it's not as visually intrusive. Also, cool little thing is like that scan visor does still the desaturation of the game world and the arm cannon. I think they did something similar for the other games, but oh, that's it. It's interesting. It's like almost completely grayscale because like this is very green. This is very green. All right, Five Eyes. I mean, yeah, speculation. Like we can all speculate there. Yeah, this just comes back. Missile launcher. The lawn chair has returned. We can sit back and relax, chat. Anyone think this is power bombs? I'm really curious what they're doing with this, because I have two guesses for this. Okay, I got two guesses here. One is that the E-tanks go on, like, they stack up from either left to right or like just on both sides of the numerals display. Oh, I guess they could just be up here. They could just be up here, I guess. Okay, three things. Okay, number one is that it's the same thing as the other Prime games. They're on top. I mean, there is kind of room for them to go on top. Number two is they go on the sides here. Though I don't know how that would work with the Morph Ball view. And then number three is that is just a numerical change, like Shadow Complex does it. So this will say 199, 299, 399, 1499. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many of these units are there? Are there exactly 99 of them? These are very segmented. Oh, they could go like down here, I guess, but I think they could be on top too. Thing with this is you start hitting overscan area. I mean, even though it's 1080p or 720p digital. So I guess they could go up here. They could be underneath, and maybe that changes the Morph Ball. Yeah, I maybe they're just slim, but they go up here above the bar, which is that's exactly how Prime does it. Then our reserve tanks the tax. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we don't know. Sorry, I thought I saw something. The way that they fade this out is interesting. I think this is a lot. I think there's like a bit more to this Morph Ball tunnel that they don't want to show. So maybe our boy Ridley shows up. Who knows? Oh, turn off the camera real quick. I think this is a crate that you can destroy. I don't know. It's very oddly placed. I feel like this is just debris. Maybe it's a storage crate, Get a missile refill. 2 missiles. How it populates the bombs. Oh, yeah, it does that. It sequentially does it. Yeah, that's cool. That's dope. I think something's going to go here. I don't know what, but this is sus. Power bombs. Boost ball meter. I don't know. I feel like power bombs make sense here. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just some visual flair or something. Yeah. What looks like an important MacGuffin being taken out, and then I think this is just later on in a different room. They show Samus taking damage. That's cool. Woo! I hit Samus. I fucking love crates. He's dying for joy. He's ragdolling good. Hold on. Gets hit here. Yeah, I think it's just infinite health, or pirates are just fucking weak. I think it's just infinite health. Again, the lock on here. Friendlies behind Samus. Again, subtle. Very subtle compared to the previous games with how the charge beam expands the cannon, but I think it's cool. It's you know, I think also this is a Prime 2 or 3 thing where it shows when it fully charges. So that's cool. Especially since you no longer have a charge gauge here. There's no more, unfortunately we have no more radial lock on, though I think Corruption also didn't have that, so. But yeah, small charge ball, it is a little weird, it's different, but I think we should embrace change in this instance. I think it's fine. You don't have to think it's fine, and that's understandable. But for me, like, this works for me. I'm fine with it. You know, it's been 17 years. Imagine things would be different. So wait, hold on, there's a thing happening with the... Is this just a reflection of the lighting? Because, like, it's showing up in the hex pattern, but I can't figure out what's making this happen. Or is this just an indicator of the charge beam? Okay, I think the light here is reflecting into the visor here. Because as soon as the charge beam shot fires, yeah, it fires. Damn it. I'm fucking with VLC again. Hold on. I need to fix this. Sorry, y'all. VLC is taking a shit again. I should just watch this on YouTube. I still can. Stop breaking things? Okay. Yeah, so as soon as the... Yeah, so, like... As soon as the charge beam... Maybe this... I feel like this is a consequence of the arm cannon lighting up, but... I don't know, it feels very discreet. Maybe this shows up as soon as you can fire? Oh my god, it fucked up again, dude. Die. I can't... VLC's fucking up again. Oh my god, I'm so... Ugh, cringe. I'm so sorry, chat. I keep adjusting the playhead too much. Right, I need to actually move forward, but... Can you force software decode? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's not causing drop frames at all, so, like, I have no idea. All size orbs deserve equal pondering. Yeah. I think it's probably just a detail. But I mean, I don't know. It looks cool. Dead Marine here. Oh,
damn.
Rest in peace to a king here. Or queen, I don't know. Then missile shot here. Hold on, there was a little bit happening. Another pirate over here. Okay, so that's the door to the next room over there. Oh, these are okay. Yeah, so these are very Galactic Federation-esque doors from Corruption. So that's cool, I guess. That looks like a large crate there. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool, fun, cool looking battle sequence, I guess. And then the missile homes in and kills his ass. Oh, there's a force field here too. That's interesting. Are they doing the same thing like they did in... Oh, God. They are, aren't they? Okay. They might be doing... This might be just following beat for beat. You start off on a Federation vessel, and then... Splish. And then you touch down on the planet. I think this happens before this. I think you start off on a ship and you land again. Maybe I'm wrong though. I hope this is all just sequential. Cause like how else would you explain? Yeah, look how different this tunnel looks. No, maybe I'm reading into it. I hope that this is all in the same location. But I don't know, man. Because look at this section off force field here. Oh no, okay. Oh, I'm dumb. You see the planet. You can see the skybox here. Never mind. I'm being stupid. I think this is the same location. Sorry, I'm brain broken, chat. Retro, forgive me. Not to mention that, like, I was thinking, like, oh, well, maybe Sylux appears and then you fly back down. No, because this is clearly, like, a cloudy sky with the sun appearing at the corner here. Yeah, I think it's just a force field.
Bombs?
Protective force field. Perhaps against enemy bombarded. And then, obviously, this is a cut to a later room. Maybe a boss fight sequence or a multiple thing. Is this a fighter jet? That's cool. This is a Federation fighter. So yeah, I guess you're moving your way through a hangar at some point. You're engaging, and then with something, and then cutscene here. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of planes here. But yeah, definitely different room in the sequence. And then, my God, it's Sylux. Look at these Metroids, dude. I mentioned this on Tuesday, but
that's Mama Luigi.
The fact that these Metroids look like concept art from the previous Prime games, but in game, is so cool. They have so many fangs too. Assuming these are Metroids, they don't have the cluster of brain matter like they do here, or in the other games. Smaller brain Metroid. God, look at this fucking visor. It's so good. Oh, just this look. I want to get this tattooed on me. Either the helmet or just the visor. It's so good. I think these are just regular looking space pirates, but oh, commandos, but no. I think these are the same pirates that you fight. They look exactly the same as the other ones. Or at least very similar. Yeah, I think there's just more troopers. Yeah, the shoulder plating's the same. But yeah, very curious if these are mock droids or just genetically fucked up Talon Metroids or something. Because, I mean, I don't think Talon Metroids were fully eliminated in Prime 3, so I feel like it would make sense that... Well, I know that in the Federation Force True ending, I think, the reveal is that Sylux gets a Metroid egg from the Federation and steals it, so maybe they were sequestered and only had the one left from the Talon strain. But, like, again, I think this takes place before Samus's SR-388 mission. So, or, you know, before Metroid 2. Oh, I get it. Fucking Wish.com Metroids. But I mean, look how cool they look, though. It's like it actually looks like a very cellular membrane. You have the arteries coming out from the central brain matter. But yeah, if you look at the Metroid in like Federation Force, it just looks like a baby Metroid, but it has like the cluster. I saw the ending earlier today. Like that Metroid in the 3DS ending, like clearly has like 3 or 4 of the typical brain segments. I feel like Sylux is walk and wants spaghetti. Why didn't you accept my Snapchat friend request, Samus? This means war. Oh god, it's so good. All right, I'm gonna move on unless anyone else wants me to point out anything or wants to see something that I missed. Yeah, I mean, like speculation that this is a MacGuffin and relating to, you know, wormholes or time travel or something with black holes, and I don't know. Purple is very prominent here, so I chased you all across the galaxy to tell you about your warranty. Yep. That's a cool logo. I think it's fine. Beyond is very generic sounding, but I don't know. They've had 5.5 years to, you know, have a concept, execute on it. But I mean, like, I don't know. The battle sequence looked good. Like, it's fine. It's probably going to be very similar to your typical Metroid tutorial / you know, the opening of Prime 3, but do they have a release date yet? What I'm about to show here is going to tell you the answer. That is the answer. It is that it will be in 2025. Yeah, the subtitle isn't like, I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but I wasn't sure like what it was going to be, but I mean, it's fine. I'm probably not going to give too much of a shit, but oh, look at this. I think the closest we've seen to a jungle forest planet like this is Brio, with Brio Jungle. But even Brio Jungle didn't quite look like this. And then you got the fucking big-ass Deku tree, World tree, Yggdrasil. You have a very... Oh, it's hitting the camera, but... Very suspicious bridge here. Does this go to Artifact Temple? Is this actually a restored Talon 4? But yeah, she emerges from something looking like a portal here, so... I don't know, chat. Yeah, this looks very much like Gavarin. I meant to say that on Tuesday, and I don't know if I did. This has very, very Gavarin-esque details to it. Like, just, like, rainforest, but not super rainy. It's just jungle. Maybe we can go to planets and portals now. Yeah, maybe that's the way that the world teleporting works. You need so the way she comes in, this only opens when you get enough jiggies. So you have to get enough jiggies and fill in the jigsaw puzzle. And then have Gruntilda rhyme some bullshit to you. What if it's time travel and it's the same planet at the Federation facility but back in time? I mean... Maybe. All we can do is speculate here. Okay, there's no way there isn't an expansion either here or like in here. Absolutely going to be an expansion somewhere. This is gonna have like a Denzium thing, and this will fall over. I am glad that they put this at the end, though. Just to sell the idea that, like, yes, Samus will be doing her usual solo space adventuring. But yeah, I am curious, like, if you know, there are story beats and other features they wanted to do in Corruption that they will be doing here instead. But I mean, yeah, this looks like a nice, cool jungle planet to go on. Like, I mean, we've seen it before with other rainforest levels and such. Lots of green levels in Metroid games before. So, you know, kind of a staple to have something like this. But, I mean, Brio, the closest thing Brio had was, like, the jungle, and I didn't think it was that impressive. This is much more interesting looking. I hope we can climb this tree. I want Samus to climb this tree. Maybe Flaw grows up on the top in the canopy, just waiting. Oh, just the fact that we're actually, like, so close to release now. Like, again, it's been 7 years. Like, at the most, we're waiting a year and a half, and I'm fine with that. You know, preferably maybe sooner, maybe this time next year, so we only wait another year or so, but Ares on top of the tree, yeah. Love how this lights up. It's so... Sylux is a cool looking design, but like, why is Sylux being set up as the villain? Like, I feel like Weevil as an antagonist makes more sense, but I mean, maybe we're seeing the hunters again. That would be cool. I feel like Sylux and Weevil teaming up would make sense. They both fucking hate the Federation because Weevil's literally a space pirate, so. I don't think any of the hunters died. I think they escaped after Gorilla got killed. Because you see the other starships leaving, which is why, like, Sylux is still alive, so. I don't know. We're going to see our boy fucking Spire come up and do some Goron shit or something. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have faith that, you know, Sylux will be a cool, threatening villain, but it's just such an interesting choice, like, that we've known for years now. Like, oh, yeah, Sylux is being set up as the villain. And it just seems out of nowhere, right? But, like, I guess where Gandreda is definitely dead. Gandreda is dead. I'm talking about the DS Hunters game Hunters. So Sylux, Weevil, Trace, the Noctis, or whatever the Frost Hunter is, Spire, Candon. Yo, if Sylux brings back Phazon, that'll be fucking insane, but Noxus, right? And, like, if we see the other hunters, then, like, maybe that makes sense with this weapon system here. Right here. So, like, I don't know. But, like, for what it's worth, there's a lot of the bones and, like, the roots of this are very Prime coded. And so, like, I think having familiarity there is fine. I mean, that's literally what makes Metroid Prime. You know, focus on environmental storytelling. Which, like, I think most people want to see more than, like, spectacle like this. Although, I mean, this is cool. I think having a big space battle is a, you know, for establishing conflict, I think that's fine. Like, I don't think it's a big deal at all. And then just the fact that we're getting this, like, where there will be, you know, like, more calm, or at least just more, like, tentative moments is yeah, I think it's cool. And, like, I don't know, I have faith because ultimately the leadership the core leadership at Retro and Nintendo for the Prime games hasn't really changed. Tanabe's still helming it. Michael Kelbaugh, who's been with Retro since Prime 2, is president. You've Scott Peterson, who Clark Wen specifically hired to replace him because Clark Wen did not work on Prime 3. I don't think. Or he only worked on a little bit of Prime 3. But I mean, they brought back Clark Wen, I think, to contract for Retro when for remastered. So I don't know. I mean, Kenji Yamamoto clearly seems involved or like has enough supervisory, or maybe Scott Peterson just knows all the synths that were used and the general sense of the synthesizers used and the overall kind of sound design and approach to the soundtrack, because like this is very like right here, like a bunch of samples that have been used in Prime before. There was even the electric whistle that showed up at the very beginning. Right there. It's a little subtle, but it's like, game's looking dope. I think at worst it's gonna be good, and at best it'll be great. It will forge its own mark in the Prime series and have a bit of an identity of its own, and that's cool, you know? I'm just glad we're getting it. Like, who in the right minds would have thought that we would get another Prime sequel? You know, another main, like another main titled Metroid Prime game, like after the corruption ended. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, it'll be interesting if we get suit upgrades or not. I mean, the various suit's so fucking iconic. Like, maybe we get like add-ons rather than full suits, but I have a feeling that they may play it safe and just give us Gravity Suit again. I do hope they don't do that. But I mean, Hunters was a lot more nominal of a Metroidvania, so like Hunters didn't have suit upgrades at all. It was just the various suit. But I don't know. Maybe they want to make it a return to, you know, like it's been a while. Here's a Metroid game that you know and love with some tweaks here. But I do hope that they're not doing Gravity Suit. We don't need a Gravity Suit. We have Prime remastered Gravity Suit. I mean, okay. I guess one interesting thing is that we have not seen this particular suit with the Gravity Suit palette. I don't think we need to see it. I don't think we need pink Echo suit. Well, the suit upgrades in Corruption were like the PED suit, but like that was a very big change to the Various suit already, and then it got more corrupted, so. Fusion suit only, oh my god. What if we get Aeon abilities in Prime 4? That'd be interesting. If we get Speed Booster in Prime, but I mean the level geometry looks scaled back enough that like it's probably gonna be Boost Ball again, which I think is fine. Or maybe a Flash Shift, that'd be cool. What the bar under the energy bar is for? So the thing is, it doesn't, I mean, it's kind of here. That's an interesting idea, actually. That's very interesting. Yeah, maybe these are different abilities. And then it changes for the Morph Ball, although these are still present, but then there's this guy here. But this thing is only present for Morph Ball, I think. Yeah, see, it's gone for standard Samus. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they put BashPrime in the game. I'm in the game. Holy shit. BashPrime in the video game? What? Oh my god, guys. Is BashPrime in the game? Whoa, it's BashPrime. He's in the game. Oh! Oh! Oh, there he is. Oh my gosh. Whoa, he just got shot. Samus, you're under attack. Samus, watch for that pipe. I'm the mission control, guys. I'm Samus's commanding officer. Samus, you're under fire. Quick, enter that morph ball tunnel. Incoming pirate, Samus. Got reports of a hostile entity coming. Don't fuck with him. He's powerful. My god. Metroids. Prime 4. We're going Prime 4 beyond the scope of this game, Samus. Samus, I think I'm gonna break bad. Samus, you've never been to this planet before. It's called Gavarin. There's a lot of hostile jungle life forms here. Be careful. Oh, Christ. Alright. My analysis is complete. Can you... Sure, hold on. Shit. Hold on. Slippy's dead. Nice. Okay. All right. I think I'm done now. Part 2, capitalism. This is a video essay, actually. What you just saw was only part 1. Yeah, I think this game is going to be cool. I think it'll have some good moments. It'll have some great moments. Hopefully, it'll be great overall. As long as this section, the Galactic Federation Space Pirate Battle, as long as that is not too lengthy, I think they got a solid tutorial section here. And then I'm guessing this is the first area you visit afterwards. But maybe not. But I'm curious. I am curious, you know, what they're cooking. I think they are holding their cards close to the chest here. Quick unrelated question. Are you BashPrime a cat person? I'm more of a dog person, but we had a family cat and he was awesome. I like cats and dogs, but I have grown up with more dogs, so I think I am biased to dogs. I think I'm a dog person. But that does not mean I don't like cats. I do like cats too. I think cats are very adorable. And then, like, as much as I am a dog person, I think practically, if I were to get a pet, I would get a cat. Make sure you saw it. Metroid Prime icons are available again. Oh, yes. The Wave 1 is until Tuesday, I think. And then they switched to Wave 2. I have most of the Prime remastered icons. I got a bunch of the Dread ones that I missed out on today, so... Oh, excuse me. I mean, it's possible they do the same voice direction that they did for Corruption, and I think that's fine. I think the way they handled the voice acting for Corruption was good. I think the performances were fine. I think they were good. Like, they didn't feel too jarring. So, like, if they do the same thing here, like, that's something from Corruption I'm fine with them doing. Because it, like, wasn't that intrusive. It was a little bit for maybe Skytown, but I don't know. It was fine. But I mean, if they don't have it, then that just means there'll probably be, just a lot more moments where Samus is just doing her thing, being a spacefarer and exploring the planet or planets that she wants to go to go get stuff. Jungle Town Cavern.
Damn.
Okay, last bit of Q&A here before I sign off on this VOD. So we can... It's already 9. I need to play Door Rando. This is how much battery is left in the Wii Remote, the Joy-Con. If Platinum were to make a Metroid game in the style of Vanquish, that'd probably be cool. I have not played Vanquish, though. But I mean, they made a pretty decent Star Fox game. I had problems with it, but I think Star Fox Zero was good, so I don't know, they probably could make a good Metroid game. Okay. I'm going to end the VOD here, guys. Thanks for participating and being on this trailer ride with me as we analyzed a 2-minute trailer for almost 2 hours. So, but yeah, lots of cool stuff here. There's a lot of speculation about some of the game elements that I'm curious how Retro's approaching them, but I think it'll probably be fine. So, never mind. It's a train wreck. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. See you next VOD. I hope you all are excited for Prime 4, because I am. You better be excited. I'll find you. I will find you, and I will scold you into liking Prime 4. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be the best game ever, and you can't tell me otherwise. IGN, you're not allowed to give this game a 6 out of 10. This game can't possibly be mid. I think it'd be pretty funny if it did end up being like a 6 out of 10 game, but anyways, I'm losing my voice. I need to end this VOD and take a break. So I'm doing it now. Goodbye. Until next time, YouTube. Thanks for going on this ride with me. BashPrime. BashPrime.